Looking for that zero carb bread. Of course, it's not here.
That's okay, because I have my own low carb bread mix that we're going to use today. What's up, YouTube? This is Cooking with Doug, and what you see here is my Zojirushi bread machine. Nicknamed Zo. That's the last time I'm going to try and pronounce the full name. We just call it Zo. I bought this specifically to make low carb bread and low carb bread only. And if you're looking for a quality machine to make bread, look no further. Link will be in the description. One thing I want to mention before we even begin, that I come from a diabetic family. In fact, I am pre-diabetic. I've been for several years, about 5-6 years now. I'm trying to keep it that way. So baking bread to me is not something that I really wanted to do, because diabetics should not be eating bread. But low carb bread we certainly can eat. And you know, the supermarkets don't really have per se low carb bread. At least in my supermarkets, you might get, I don't know, 6-7 carbs a slice. I think we could do a little better than that. And of course we can make low carb bread with fresh ingredients. But being that I'm just starting out making bread, I figured I'd use this flour mix, you know, just to get my feet wet in making bread. Oh, also, I've heard from the reviews that, you know, this flour mix does come with yeast, but people have said don't use it, use your own. So I'm going to use this. I just wanted to get that out there before I forget. And by the way, you know, when you're making bread, it's good to have your liquids at room temperature, your eggs and your liquids. But one good thing about the Zo machine, it has a preheat. So just in case if you don't do that, you're still good because you have the preheat. Now you can bypass the preheat with this machine. So it's either or. It's one of the benefits of this machine as well. So anyway, the recipe calls for 1 1/4 cup of water. Let's get that in there. All right. 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Put that in there. Calls for 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using olive oil, by the way, but the recipe did call for coconut oil. I don't have that. Recipe calls for 2 eggs slightly beaten. We're going to go ahead and add our flour now. Made a little well for my yeast right there. By the way, this is what the yeast packet looks like, what it comes with. But we're not going to use that, like I said. So let me get let's pour it right in there like that. And we're good. Smooth sailing after this. We just close our lid. See, it's got a little window so you could take a quick peek if you want. Okay guys, I'm gonna select my course, and I want to do basic and wheat. So basic's lit there, wheat's checked off there. And when we do wheat, we don't have to do a crust. But if you were doing basic without wheat, you would have the choice of doing light, medium, and dark. But we're going to put it to the wheat, basic and wheat, and we're going to hit start. Preheat. You see that right there? All right. Simple as that, guys. All right, guys. We are done. So let's see what we're looking like. Nice. Smells fantastic, guys. Alright, I took it out the machine, and I'm just going to dump it out and just let it rest for like an hour or so. But it should just pop right on out. See that, y'all? Nice. All right, that's what we're looking like, and I'm gonna let it sit for about an hour, and then I'm gonna cut into it, and we're gonna have a bite. I'm excited. Smells good. And by the way, guys, if you're using the low carb flour mix that I use, make sure when I didn't show you guys, but when it was in the second phase of the rising mode, whatever, I kind of smoothed it out because it had like 2 big humps on it. So I guess if I were to do it again, I wouldn't mess around with it. I would just leave it because that's why it looks a little sunken down there. But that's fine with me because when I cut it, it's going to look fantastic. Smells fantastic, and I'm sure it tastes fantastic. So let's get cutting. Alright, this is what the end piece looks like, guys. Smells good. Tastes good too. My first low carb loaf, y'all. Got monster cheese and sharp cheese. Put my bacon on. Shout out to my Kitchen Gadgets group on Facebook. Well, guys, this is what we got. It's not perfect, but we're gonna try till we get it. I'll take a bite. Oh yeah. That's good. Now, guys, and compared to this Nature's Own double fiber, because like I said, my Aldi's doesn't have the 0 carbs. The fresh bread tastes it has much more of a wheat taste than this. But this is lower carb anyway. I think this is like 8 carbs a slice, 7, 8 carbs. So, yeah. So, guys, look, I'll continue to tweak this flour mix. Next time I'll do it, I'll just leave it alone so it'll rise a little higher. I've seen other videos of people that made bread. They kind of, like, if it got too high, they kind of pressed it down and it came out right, but it wasn't low carb wheat bread. So next time I'll just leave it alone and see what happens. Anywho, I'm going to leave a link in the description to my Low Carb Nation group on Facebook. Guys, if you're on a low carb diet, consider joining my group. We love to see what you're making. And you know what? Maybe you need some ideas. Scroll down and check out what we're doing. We'd love to have you. If you have an Instagram, look me up, Cooking with Doug on Instagram. But other than that, that's all I got. Hit like if you like it. Remember to subscribe. If anything, thanks for just even looking at my video, y'all. It's Cooking with Doug.